Oh my god, what's the damage? Yeah, come on, yeah, baby, come here. I think this build is a pure success. Welcome back, guys, and I suppose this is the last build of this league. I've been trying to experiment as much as I could. This is the real monster that I've invented, and it combines a really huge amount of mechanics that can be used in Path of Exile. I assume 3 of them because it's the build that utilizes 10 curses. It utilizes potentially 10 curses, but in real life here we have only 9, but it doesn't matter because this boy shreds everything. This build is not about tanking everything that you face, but you are so fast and the damage is so high that the mapping is really smooth, except when you have really tough mods, and this triple delirium, triple beyond map shows you that the mapping can be really smooth, and yeah, it's better to have the custom death portal link somewhere in the build, but these deaths are really occasional. But the main thing is that we shred all the bosses all the time on any invitation. I didn't try with Uber bosses, but I think if you are not capable with Uber boss mechanics, you won't be able to do that because it will be really one-shotted by any skill, and if you do not evade them manually, you will die because it's not the 1 billion DPS build. It has only around 60 million. Only 60 million. But all in all, here is the thing. When trying to combine all the things, I was thinking about the revoked doedre scorn helmet, and this gives us a huge amount of chaos damage for each curse on the enemy. And I thought, what and how can we apply so many curses on the enemy? And the answer is simple: the anathema ring that allows you to have the curse limit equal to your maximum power charges. And what if we benefit from our charges? And this is all about the Badge of the Brotherhood amulet that gives us the amount of frenzy charges equal to our power charges. The next thing is how we scale damage. Of course, we are Berserker, we have some kind of damage scaling, but we need more. And here is the Malachite's Loop that gives us additional +2 maximum power charges, and it increases spell damage per power charge. All in all, we need to convert this spell damage into attack damage, but we have our helmet slot taken by the doedre scorn, and we do not have the crown of ice, but we also have the battle mage scry. And battle mage scry gives us the increases and reductions to spell damage also applied to attacks. And if we are berserker, we would like to war cry, and that's why we apply all these curses. We have Mark on Hit with Assassin's Mark. We self-cast Despair because we want free Wither from our Balance of Terror Jewel, which inflicts Withered on hit if we've cast Despair in past 10 seconds. And of course, we have the Hands of the High Templar. It is triple curse, Hands of the High Templar. We also can have the quad curse, but quad curse are really, really expensive. But maybe in the middle or in the early stage of the league, they are not that expensive as now. How do we apply other curses? We do not want them to be casted manually because it will take all our time. And Battle Mage Scry allows us to inflict all these curses, conductivity, punishment, and elemental weakness on enemies when we attack after we use our Battle Mage Cry. That's why we have triple curse here, triple curse here, one curse on the ring, and mark on hit with assassin's mark, and the only curse we self-cast is despair. Here in the setup we have 9 curses, but if we get the quad curse Hands of the High Templar, we possibly apply all the curses in the game possible, and we benefit with flat chaos damage for each curse on the enemy. To say about the ring more is just for utility purposes, just generic any curse that you lack in your setup, some life, dexterity, resistance, whatever you are lacking. And what's next? We need to do something with our life and energy shield pool, and to be more tanky. It's not a real glass cannon. It has some kind of a good leech, and of course it can tank something. As you see, we have 3500 life and 2300 energy shield, and it results in a really good amount of life pool combining with steel skin. The only thing that we are afraid of is, again, physical damage, and as we use the Relicash Impatience boots, we have our basic 3 endurance charges while stationary, and it results in some kind of physical damage reduction. Also, we use Arctic armor, and for Pantheon, we use Soul of Lunaris or maybe Solaris, depending on the fight that you have, and also Soul of Shakari. So I think it's enough for this kind of smoothness and pleasure that you have from this build. We use Replica Soul Tether for extra maximum energy shield given by the Corrupted Soul itself, and the belt itself too. And that's all for the gear. Even this claw. Look at this shit. I've crafted it just for spamming essences, and I'll make another video about crafting a bigger claw, much bigger and more juicy. But you see, even with this basic weapon, we can deal the enormous amount of damage. You've seen it on the footage. And this basic one is just spamming essences for added chaos damage, and until we hit the increased physical damage, then can have up to 3 crafted modifiers, increased crit chance, and hits can be evaded, and that's all. But in more complicated craft, we'll need to spam this added chaos damage. After that, we need to lock the prefixes, then Ashling. After Ashling, we want to have the increased physical damage. After that, we lock prefixes again, and then we reforging crit, and we want the increased critical chance, and then we craft hits can be evaded, and if we are lucky, also we would like to have the critical multiplier and the chaos penetration maybe. And for the main links, we have our juicy the Covenant that is supported by added chaos damage level 29. It's a huge added chaos damage boost. Also, we use the Forbidden Flesh and Forbidden Flame from the Chieftain, and it gives us level 30 Ancestral Call. And so we have here 8 link combining with this Tribal Fury and targeting one additional enemy. The clear speed is insane even without the explosions. And for basic links, we have Viper Strike. I've chosen Viper Strike because it's the skill with good base attack damage and also physical damage conversion, because we want to convert our physical damage into chaos. And also we would like to inflict poison because we use wild toxins, and it's better to have it level 29 to have 45% more damage. Also, we use Awakened Void Manipulation, Nightblade, but you can switch Nightblade for maybe Multi-Strike or anything else if we if you are kept on critical strike chance and critical strike multiplier, but I've chosen Nightblade for more survivability and more speed while mapping. Also, we use power charge on critical and energy leech support because we want to sustain some of our energy leech, of course, because we transform all our life regeneration into energy shield regeneration, and we gain our life from life leech and life flask. The only downside of this build is the mana sustaining. That's why we have so large mana pool, and we reserve only purity of elements with enlightened, vitality, and arctic armor. Also, we would like to have some kind of haste here, but we have the problem of not having too much sockets, and as we use multiple totems with Ancestral Warchief, Ancestral Protector, Flame Dash, Blood Rage, and as you can see, I don't even use Blood Rage because there is no button here for Blood Rage, and this is a bit annoying, but while mapping you don't care, and while bossing you just place all this shit, and everything after that dies in some kind of seconds. The gameplay comes into the stage if who is the first? The boss will kill you or you will kill the boss. And in 90% of their fights, you are the first. So that's why we use the Divine Flask for immunity for bleeding and some life recovery. We use Divine Mana Flask for not removing the effect when unreserved mana is filled to sustain our mana on boss fights. Diamond Flask, if you are not kept with critical strike chance. If you are kept, you can use any kind of flask for damage or maybe for survivability, maybe Aziri's Promise for additional chaos resistance. Silver Flask, onslaught attack speed, and more movement speed with the Quicksilver Flask. And for the links, I've said again multiple curses on Hands of the High Templar, Battle Mage Cry with 3 curses here, Mark on Hit as since Mark Despair that are main curses for damage. Berserk, as we are Berserker and we utilize Rage, that's why we can use Berserk. And also we gain Rage with Warbringer when we use Battle Mage Cry, that's why we grab some points on the tree for cooldown recovery of our Battle Mage Cry and to increase its buff effect too. And pretty basic tree with life stats. We also used Honored Tattoo of the Storm for +1 to maximum power charges, but it's not that mandatory here because we have 10 power charges but only 9 curses here. But if you are able to get the quadruple High Templar, Hands of the High Templar, you need this one. Some mana reservation efficiency, cannot be stunned, maximum rage, additional power charges, some mana reservation, this cluster for chaos damage here, and we anoint the infused to +1 to maximum power charges, and we are done. Also, we use tattoos for capping our elemental resistances, our attributes, and our chaos resistance. And as you see, they are all filled, so it's the pretty tattoo build. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Really want you to play this build the next league if it won't be nerfed or if the tattoos will be still in game, because it's really hard to cap the resistances and the attributes here in this build. So if the tattoos won't be preserved here, you'll need to sacrifice something. Maybe you'll need to use another type of belt and use Corrupted Soul just here. But we'll see. This is the current state of the build. Enjoy, like, subscribe, leave your comments in the commentary section, and see you next time. Goodbye.